Welcome to A Wealth of Useless Knowledge, where we dive into some fun and entertaining topics. You are sure to learn something new here and maybe even have a laugh or two. Now let's get into today's video. Before Netflix and chill became a thing, we had Blockbuster. Yes, the magical video store stocked with shelves full of everything from newly released box office hits to old school films. It was the place that everyone went after a long week to relax and pick a movie or few to watch over the weekend. Whether you were searching for a funny rom-com, an action-packed film, or a family-friendly movie for movie night, they had it all. You could even get your candy and popcorn in the same place for a convenient one-stop shop. Blockbuster was the place to be. Blockbuster has become a novelty as of late and has reached near extinction with only one existing store. But how did we get here? What made Blockbuster the greatest video store? And what led to its downfall? Stay tuned for the rest of the video to find out. Video stores were extremely popular back in the 80s and 90s. One of the reasons movie rental stores were so big back in this era was due to how expensive VCR players and films were to purchase back then. The cost of a VCR player could be anywhere from $200 to upwards of $400 in the late 80s, and tack on the cost of a VHS film, which ranged anywhere between $70 and $100 per movie, made purchasing unrealistic for many people, especially if they were uncertain if they would even like the movie and didn't want to make that type of financial commitment. This was a problem, but Blockbuster came to the rescue with a solution. They were able to loan out a variety of films from old to new releases for a few days for just a few bucks, and thus video rentals were born. The company would buy movies from the film studios after their release at a reduced rate to lend out to customers, creating a win-win for the business and consumers alike. Blockbuster started with VHS tapes and rapidly expanded to include DVDs and eventually video game rentals to their stock as they gained more popularity. They even were able to provide a variety of rentals based on neighborhood demographics, making them a treasure hunt around the city, because you could often go to different stores around town and find a varied selection at each one. The first Blockbuster video store was founded in 1985 by David Cook in Dallas, Texas. Shortly after opening the first store, investor Wayne Huizenga joined in as the CEO in 1987 and helped to open more Blockbuster stores, rapidly scaling the company to over 3,500 stores by the early 1990s. After helping to grow the company, in 1994, Huizenga sold it to Viacom for just over $8 billion. After the acquisition, the company continued to expand throughout the 90s, opening up several stores in a variety of other countries, including the UK. Blockbuster was on top, hailed as a staple in many neighborhoods as they continued to cater to the need for entertainment. But no company is without its faults. Having a Blockbuster in the neighborhood was much like having a library, but instead of books, you checked out films. And when the film was late, much like book rentals, customers had to pay up. One of the things that made Blockbuster tons of money that consumers were not too fond of was late fees. According to Business Insider, at one point, late fees brought in nearly $800 million for the company and equated to nearly 13% of their annual revenue. Besides Hollywood Video, Blockbuster didn't seem to have much direct competition at the time. But in 1997, Blockbuster began to see an emergence of a new competitor: Netflix. Netflix was founded by Reed Hastings, and the company emerged as a rental subscription service that enabled customers to rent films from the comfort of their home with a subscription by mail. Yes, before Netflix as we know it existed as a streaming service, they used to send out DVDs by mail. A unique advantage to consumers that Netflix offered was the convenience, coupled with no late fees, which led them to eventually become stiff competition in the video market. Blockbuster took notice of what the competition was offering, however, and rose to the occasion to keep up with consumer demand. That same year Netflix was founded, former Taco Bell CEO John Antioco became Blockbuster CEO and oversaw the launch of the DVD subscription service, Blockbuster Online, which allowed customers to rent DVDs by mail and enabled the company to keep up with the growing demand and stay competitive in the rapidly growing industry. Shortly after, it was widely reported in 2000 that Blockbuster allegedly turned down a chance to purchase Netflix for $50 million as they felt it was not the right financial decision at the time. Just a couple years later, in 2002, Redbox had also come into the picture as a convenient option for consumers to utilize. They featured kiosks located all around the city, outside of places that people tended to frequent, like grocery stores, pharmacies, and laundromats, making it easier for people to select a film while they were already doing their weekly errands, making it a one-stop shop. Due to Blockbuster's world-renowned brand recognition and attempts to keep up with emerging competition, they remained on top. In fact, the store reached its peak in 2004 with over 9,000 stores, as they employed over 84,000 people worldwide and maintained a database of over 60 million customers. After the Great Recession in the late 2000s, however, the company really started to struggle as it saw a significant downturn in sales. Around the same time, Netflix was continuing to grow their subscriber base and gained even more popularity with consumers for its ease of use and ability to provide more options for entertainment that eventually expanded to a streaming subscription service in 2007. Due to previous financial struggles, the rise of on-demand streaming, and a loss of revenue from the removal of late fees, Blockbuster ended up filing for Chapter 11 bankruptcy in 2010 in an attempt to restructure and carry on with the business, but it was subsequently acquired by Dish Network in 2011, and they closed several stores, just leaving 1,700 behind as they attempted to revive the declining brand. By 2014, only 300 branch locations remain, alongside a handful of franchise locations. Following a series of more closures, in 2019, only one Blockbuster remained. Just one. Ironically enough, that next year in 2020, Netflix ended up publishing a documentary entitled The Last Blockbuster on their platform, highlighting how iconic the video store was in its heyday. The last Blockbuster in the world is located in Bend, Oregon, and is managed by Sandy Harding. For her, it is a family business that has become a big part of her and many others' lives, and she has stayed dedicated to keeping the nostalgia of the video store alive for as long as possible. Today, people travel from all over the world to bear witness to the last Blockbuster. But I want to hear from you guys. Did you have a local Blockbuster in your neighborhood? Have you ever been to the last Blockbuster in existence? Do you think Blockbuster should have a comeback? Or should it just be respected as a giant of its era as we move on to newer streaming formats? Let me know. Also, comment down below and let me know what you'd like to see a video done on next. If you found this video educational or entertaining, it would be
really delightful
if you would like, share, and hit that subscribe button for more content. As always, thanks for watching, and until next time, keep learning.